Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Half of the positive COVID-19 cases in the CNMI are from inbound travelers. Also tonight, one group of workers does not qualify for the PUA program due to their immigration status. And the probe into the governor's spending reaches a roadblock. We have the details. In sports, it's not all business in the Chamber of Commerce tourney. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Thank you for being here with us.
For finding ways to keep things happening.
For making things feel a lot better.
Thank you.
Energize, realize, feels so good just to be alive. Time's a gift, my time is free. I can spend it on you, you can spend it on me. I can say you'll be blown away by the change you see me. And I feel alright, dance all night, put a little flavor in my life.
Thank you for staying strong with us.
And for us.
Thank you for always connecting.
For keeping us together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for reminding us
That despite this distance,
We are still better together.
Docomo Pacific, better together.
For all those going out each day, doing what they can to hold us all together, we're here to help those helping us all by keeping our lights on.
Eagle Camp starts Monday at Mariana's Trekking Camp. Activities include hiking, snorkeling, off-roading, kayaking, field trip, arts and crafts, and go-karting. Sign up online at marianastrekking.com. Just $100 per session, includes lunch. See you at Eco Camp.
Hafa Day Tirawami and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Monday, August 10th, 2020. 50% of the positive COVID-19 cases in the CNMI have been identified through port of entry screening. That's according to the officials from the COVID-19 Task Force and CHTC. An incoming traveler into the CNMI tested positive for COVID-19 on Saturday, bringing the total cumulative cases to 48. The individual is a CNMI resident and was immediately taken to quarantine at Kanoa Resort, where contact tracing was initiated of the passengers of the same flight, close family, friends, and associates. The second quarantine site, Mariana's Resort, is holding 59 people as of Sunday. Of the 48 cases, 19 originated from the U.S. mainland, 2 from a U.S. territory, and 3 from a foreign country. While many may have already received a lump sum from the PUA FPUC program or are eagerly awaiting for the money, one group of workers is not eligible for the assistance program and may now be on a fraud list for investigation. It's the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance and Federal Pandemic Unemployment Compensation, a system created to provide unemployment benefits to those who have lost their jobs or has a reduction in hours due to COVID-19. But one group of workers that live in the CNMI pay taxes in the Commonwealth and have also been affected by COVID-19 are not eligible. Those under the CW1 visa classification.
This is a federal public benefit program, and as it was explained, it is only for U.S. citizens and U.S. nationals who have been approved by the U.S. Department of Labor, which includes the citizens of the FSM, and of course, citizens of the Commonwealth.
CNMI Department of Labor, Vicky Benavente, says this is not a CNMI decision, but a decision that was made by the U.S. Congress who created the program. To be a qualified alien to avail of the federal benefits, one must fall under the following.
Someone who is lawfully admitted for permanent residence in the CNMI, an alien who has been granted asylum, an alien who is lawfully admitted as a refugee, an alien that's been paroled into the United States, an alien whose deportation is being withheld under federal agencies, an alien who is granted conditional entry due to being permanent residents and probably their paperwork still being processed, and an alien who is Cuban or Haitian entrant as defined in specific federal law regarding refugees. Lastly, an alien who is a battered alien meeting the requirements of a specific U.S. code.
But because CW1 is a specific visa classification that is only used in the CNMI, those workers do not qualify. When PUA opened up for employees to apply, Benavente says there were some CW1 workers that identified themselves as qualified aliens and did receive the federal money, which is considered fraud and is on a list for investigation.
Well, on the application, it specifically asks, are you a U.S. citizen or are you a qualified alien or are you falling under this other category, which states that you are not a U.S. citizen, not a qualified alien. And most of those applications checkmark the box that said qualified alien. And I believe it's merely a misunderstanding for the most part that CW1 workers are aliens in the CNMI. They're here on a temporary basis. They're here to help the economy grow and help jobs, but the program itself is not meant for CW1 workers.
Two CW workers that have been in the CNMI for almost 20 years call Saipan a second home and say they were encouraged to apply for the assistance.
We did apply because they encourage everyone, even the Department of Finance, that they encourage everyone to apply, even CW1. So that's why we're here. We applied.
They say with no pandemic assistance, it creates a hardship for them as they have lost work due to COVID and are barely making enough money to get by.
We must accept the fact that majority of us foreign workers, we only live paycheck to paycheck. So for the past months that we do not get much of working hours or work at all, it's really a burden and it's really hard for us to even survive every single day.
The two males, who wish to stay unidentified, say they are just asking for the local government's help in any way possible, so that leaving the CNMI will not be the next option.
We wanted to find a job, but there's nothing way we can find a job right now. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of business even closing, so there's no chance that we can find a job. And besides, as a CW1, we cannot just go another company to work without us having CW1 from them. So, as we're asking the help of our Governor Torres, Congressman Kilili, all the Congress and Senate here, if they can do something that they can help us out to be not to be eligible for PUA or something else, at least while we're still under this pandemic, we can survive and we can pay our rent, everything like.
Benavente says they are working out a program with the CW1 workers that did receive PUA funding to return the money in a way that does not put them in poverty.
We have an estimate as of today, Ashley. We have pinpointed about 20 individuals who are verified as CW1 workers. We have to go through a specific site online through USCIS to verify their status, and 20 of them have received it, and we have been in contact with some of them as of today, and they'll be receiving more notices to please come up and arrange for repayment or go through a hearing if they wish to contest the determination of their eligibility.
To date, Benavente says the CNMI Department of Labor has issued over $35 million to around 3,000 approved PUA applicants. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Ashley McDowell. Up on Capitol Hill, investigation into the governor's spending reaches a roadblock due to redacted documents. Sally Lemus reports.
Lawmakers continue the probe into the expenditures of Governor Ralph Torres, but today they reached a roadblock due to redacted information from the Department of Finance. An affidavit was sent to the House Committee on Fiscal Review of Executive Expenditures, indicating that all original documents have been altered. Representative Tina Sablan.
I am just flabbergasted that original records were redacted only after we made our request, only after Finance became aware that we were doing any kind of inquiry.
The Department of Finance submitted reimbursement forms that lacked details of 17 credit card numbers and all personal information of the cardholder.
We should know whose names are on these cards, who paid for all these different items, and if it's not the governor's name on these cards, why is he getting reimbursed?
The committee will be calling in officials later this week to explain the altered documents. One of the officials is the administration's legal counsel.
Legal counsel had advised Finance that the information confidentiality in terms of person, Social Security must be redacted because it is confidential and protected by law. This is a strong statement.
Other officials that were subpoenaed are Finance Secretary David Atelig and Director of Administrative Services Bertha Torres. Reporting for KSPN, I'm Sally Lemis.
Coming up, running female candidates say they want to leave the ladder down for the future generations. Find out what we mean after the break.
Get out and get into gear at Eco Camp, designed for ages 6 and above. Experience go-karting, off-roading, kayaking, snorkeling, hiking, and field trips. Sign up online at marianastrekking.com and take advantage of a special weekly rate of $100, including lunch. Starts August 3rd. See you at Eco Camp.
We need to pick up the food. Let me go so they can get it ready.
Dude, what are you doing?
Calling the restaurant.
No, you can't. It's against the law.
Okay.
No, really. You can get fined $300 for the first offense and $500 for every offense after that.
Wow. I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. You saved me a whole bunch of money.
No problem, dude. I got you. We can still listen to music, though.
Go for it.
Public Law 21-17 prohibits the use of any mobile device while operating a vehicle. This includes, but is not limited to, cell phones, text messaging devices, paging devices, tablets, laptops, video games, and digital cameras. Stay safe, CNMI. Keep your eyes on the road and not on your phone. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the CNMI Department of Public Safety, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The wave of women running for office is strong and growing in the CNMI. Our Sally Lemus speaks with 9 running female candidates of the Democratic Party.
The future is female, and all these women running for office this year, it's historic, it's unprecedented, and it's exciting.
The CNMI Democratic Party makes a strong comeback with 9 female candidates running for office. In a press conference held at their party headquarters on Saturday, they speak on the importance of women having a seat at the table.
I think it is important that women be allowed to serve in leadership roles in our government because many younger women look up to this panel right now. And it's not about us climbing that ladder. It is about leaving that ladder for other younger girls to follow.
Women are no different than men in that they can be leaders who have that commitment to their community, who are able to multitask, and who definitely get things done. And at this table, I definitely see a group of leaders who have been doing that, whether it's in their homes or in their communities, and they will continue to do it regardless of what happens, because that's who we are, that's what we do.
Studies have shown is that more women in office often translates into priorities for education, for healthcare, for safety and community, for environmental protection. These are values that we embrace as Democrats and as women, as mothers, as grandmothers, aunties, and I think what's also really important is to think about the younger generations of girls coming up behind us. When they look at their government that represents them, it should look like them too.
Candidates under the Democratic banner share one campaign message, which is to clean house.
One of the things about the Democratic Party is that we are the people's party, and we truly firmly believe that the government belongs to the people. The people of the Commonwealth deserve a clean and honest government. We need to restore integrity. We need to restore sound fiscal management. We need to make sure that our house is in order.
The candidates also share their thoughts on household stability, collaboration, and workers' compensation, especially during this pandemic.
We don't know how this pandemic is going. So what we have now is we would like to focus on farming, fishing, what we have here on the island, and how we can make sure that each household can sustain.
So collaboration now more than ever is key because of COVID-19, because of the uncertainty that is surrounding this pandemic. It is so important that we have leaders in place who are willing to reach out to other government agencies, organizations, our community, nonprofit organizations to see what the needs really are of our community.
We don't have workers' compensation budget for government employees, and that's very important. It is, I'm just going to say it, it's unfair that only the private sectors abide by the law of workers' compensation to make sure you have coverage for your employees. What about the department and what about the government? We don't have budget for that.
Former Second Lady of YAP and Precinct 3 candidate Denita Yangtamay says she wants to ensure financial accountability.
We've received a lot of money here, right? And we need to know where it is going.
Another candidate for Precinct 3 addresses the issue on closing the borders to tourists, which creates more opportunities for stipend businesses.
Why it's important for us to encourage encourage our local people to start their own businesses, work with our entrepreneurs so that we can generate revenues within our economy and keep the money flowing in the CNMI. I think that's really, really key.
Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Lemus.
Thank you, Sally. All right, coming up in the KSPN2 Sports Report, we're going to take a trip to the links for...
We are with you. At times when you need us most, you can count on us to be there. When you need someone to talk to. When you need to stay informed. When you need to brighten your day. When you need to stay connected. We are here keeping our promise that while the world is changing, we keep working so you can keep connecting. We are your Docomo Pacific family, and we are here to help.
Did you know CNMI's coral reefs and seagrass ecosystems are worth about $115 million a year? Coral reefs alone are valued over $100 million a year. All the more reason these precious ecosystems must continue to be protected. Coral reefs are important to the people of the CNMI because they provide traditional and subsistence uses, production of commercial food products, recreational opportunities for a healthy tourist economy, and physical protection from storms. Do not break or collect coral to take home with you. We need them. Corals are living animals, and it takes decades to create reef structures. Planting trees, grass, and shrubs on bare soil helps prevent sediment from entering our oceans. Trees also help fight climate change. Use a rain barrel and collect water from roofs, yards, and paved surfaces. You can help keep storm water on your property and pollutants out of waterways by building a rain garden. The ocean floor isn't a dance floor. Stepping on corals can break them. Maintain buoyancy when snorkeling or diving. Nutrients from excess fertilizer increases algae growth that blocks sunlight to corals. Coral reefs need clean, clear water to survive. Help keep our beaches litter-free. Always take out your own trash and a little bit more. Anchor in sandy areas away from coral and seagrass or use mooring buoys so the anchor and chain do not drag on nearby corals. Reduce, reuse, rethink, repair, refuse, recycle. Do not feed the fish. Do not take or step on coral. Do not collect shells. Do not fish. Help with local tree planting community events, local beach cleanups, and get involved in protecting your watershed. Participate in training or education programs that focus on reef ecology. You can make a difference. Please contact Mina to get involved in community conservation.
Do you have a phone, a game, an iPad, a laptop? Good. Leave them at home, because the screen time at EcoCamp is sunscreen. Hike, bike, kayak, snorkel, off-road, and go-kart. EcoCamp starts August 3rd at Mariana's Trekking. Sign up online, marianastrekking.com.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye ukalweres ren, utchu wayor safeye emal ebalusyu klalyam weres.
Inumin ang inyong gamot ayon sa nireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong parmasutiko.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, 108 contestants trooped to Lau Lau Bay Golf Resort Saturday morning to support a good cause, like winning for themselves. Sponsors and island beauties flocked like flamingos with hats to the Chamber of Commerce annual Scholarship Golf Tournament, a place to see and be seen. Security measures? Excellent, in adhering to COVID-19 social distance rules. Ned Narita crushes that drive on 10 West, left side of the fairway, 135 yards to the hole. And that pitching wedge puts the ball to within 14 feet of the cup. His partner, Carl Hokog, for the birdie. Oh, wide left. Ned's turn in this two-man scramble. His putt just slides right. They had to settle for par. Same hole. Brian Camacho, that's a 50-foot plus putt. Oh, looks good. In and around the pin and out. Oh, no. Check in at Heartbreak Hotel. Brian settles for par. Don't worry. Be happy. Darian Jones and his brother Ben also parred this hole. Notice everyone in this foursome played Saipan Major League. Why are baseball players good at golf?
Go ahead, Kamikaze. I think it's all about natural ability, just being an all-around athlete. Hard work beats talent.
Same as what Brian said. No, just kidding. Really honest, I think baseball players can play every sport. That's all I'm going to say.
Joe Kamikaze has a way with words in the wind.
What separates baseball from golf is that golf, your design is not actually the way golf should work, because you're designed for scientists. It's the only sport where, like, the way humans are designed is not for golf. That's why it's so hard.
Scientists.
Were you a scientist? Physiology and anatomy?
Scientists. Volunteer spotters stationed at the 6 holes for optional play contest who were worth $150. Soon Ja Yu won closest to the pin on 7, plus had the best poses.
Thank you.
Hey, Bob. Thank you. James Matsumoto chipping from off the green to within inches of the cup.
Wow. Still got it.
Hole number 9, 394 yards. Charlie Peters absolutely knocks the stuffing out of that ball down the middle. A 350-yard drive. Derby champ Pete Sablon on the same hole. He tries to match it and almost did. 330 yards down the middle. A shower interrupted this tournament briefly before passing. Play resumed, and here are your winners. In the low gross, it was Fang Chun Jin and Jong Hoon Park with a 11 under 61. In the all-important double Peoria, Shane Villanueva and Marco Peter. How lucky can you be? They combined for a tournament low 68.20. Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Ghost Gym, and today I want to go over some exercises that you can easily apply into your current exercise program. Now I have here with me Vince, and he's going to be demoing some of those exercises. Now the first one today is going to be a one-arm dumbbell row. Before I have Vince here execute a few reps, what we want to remember with virtually any exercise is your setup. If you start in a bad position, it's not going to look good, and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common mistake with here is obviously a rounded upper back, and as you can see, he's not very rigid or stable. So what we're going to do is correct that just a little bit. So his supporting arm and his leg that's supported on the bench as well is we want to lock that in. Open up that leg a little bit to allow for a better path on that dumbbell. With the elbows coming up way too high, you can see the shoulders riding forward, and that's not what we want. So ideally, what you want to think about is pulling with your elbows and stopping right at the midline of your body. So in this position right here, you can feel his entire upper back along with his core.
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online, and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735.
Well, if you thought it was hot today, well, it's because it was. 93 the high, and the heat index 109, so that makes it the hottest day of 2020. The low 81, humidity 64%. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, isolated showers, east winds 5 to 15 miles an hour. High 91, low 81, seas 3 to 4 feet. Sunrise 1 past 6 and low tide 7:14, high tide at 1:06, sunset at 6:42. That is your news, sports, and weather. Got the week going. See you back here on Wednesday.